Good morning, everybody. This is just going to be a very short little video, and many of you understand why. Beauty has been ill recently, and she went through a lot of investigations in the vets yesterday, and it looks like, that hasn't been confirmed yet, there's a sample going off to the lab. It looks like she has the coronavirus, which of course is as far as we know, cats get it and gather an immunity to it, or they get it and they don't gather an immunity to it. And in the latter case, it appears that that is what has happened with my darling little Beauty. Now, in some ways, I'm not surprised, because there was something very otherworldly about Beauty from the very beginning. And those of you who have been following the vlogs know that I saw something of my mother in her, you know. And I profess I do not know how anything in the other world works. I know that this world is just a small part of the whole very complex and incredibly interesting picture. I'm not arrogant enough to profess to know anything. I simply know what's around me, and sometimes I pick up on energies. So Beauty is at home. She had to have water drained off her lungs yesterday. So that's usually a bad sign. But you know, as I said, none of us know how things are ever going to play out. So I hold on to not so much an optimism, because that sometimes is like blind, but I hold on to a deep sense of being connected to her. And what will be will be. I think the only thing that matters is love. And I have this immense love for her. And, you know, well, I'm due to go to London next week. I was supposed to go on Sunday, but I'm actually postponing it to Tuesday. So I'm going on Tuesday. My daughter, my eldest daughter, will be looking after Beauty. Or not so much looking after her as just being here for her. Because Beauty is fiercely independent. I've never known such an independent cat. And she does remind me of my mother in that way. I often think that maybe a part of my mother has come back in the form of Beauty to be at Bealtaine. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. Just having a cup of tea here. At this point in time, I don't even feel sad, because it's as though there's nothing to feel sad about. You know, we're so terribly cemented into the sense of this man-made matrix of a world. And it's only when we open our doors and step out into nature and that incredible power of Mother Earth that we get any sense of peace. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I feel. And Neve, the vet, said, you must keep Beauty in. But she sat at the back door crying to get out. So I did a halfway measure. I kept her in yesterday evening, and I kept her in all night. She slept on the bed with me. And when I got up this morning, she came through to the kitchen. She was all loving and, purring, and she ate two sachets of food, and she drank some water, and she also drank a little bit of milk, and then she sat at the back door wailing to get out. So I opened the door for her, and I let her out. And that's precisely how my mother was. When my mother became ill, she said that she felt imprisoned to be confined indoors. She wanted to be outside. I feel the same. So later on I shall go looking for her and encourage her to come back in. But I'm not going to imprison her. I'm not going to hang on to what I want in defiance of what she wants. So that's how things are at the moment. I've got 3 more lovely flags here to hang up in the stone circle. I'm going to go and do that. I've been busy tidying and cleaning and sorting and being practical, and then every so often making a cup of tea and coming out here and sitting outside, and it's only when I'm outside that I get any peace. There's sort of waves of understanding wash over me, none of which I can articulate properly. And it seems downright silly to try to articulate them. It's interesting, isn't it? Because, for thousands of years women have been called silly and irrelevant, and they're too emotional. I think it's about time we really paid tribute to the emotional reactions that we have. Because I think that's where reality is. It's in our guts, it's in our intuitions, and it's in love. And none of us can articulate any of that. Blessings to you all.